Hello, Carolina, and thank you so much for being with me here tonight. If I may, I'd like to introduce you first. I'm having this interview today with the beautiful Carolina Vargas. She is from Colombia originally. Hello.
Hi.
And Carolina is the owner and founder of, I have to look at it, CAVAS Coaching. And she is supporting migrant women who are facing the language barrier. And so Carolina is supporting them in setting up the marketing so that in the end, these ladies are able to express their authentic self in their business. And it's beautiful. I love it. Thank you so much, Carolina. And so the purpose of this interview today is to bring awareness in how many situations in our everyday lives we are actually facing adversity, which could show itself in the way of being bullied or manipulated, whatever it is. And so I'd like to ask you, Carolina, I'll hand it over to you. What kind of challenge would you like to bring to the table for us tonight?
Beautiful. Thank you. First of all, thank you so much, Andrea, for having me and for allowing me to share my story. It was a challenging time for me. Yeah. So I will give a little bit of background. Where did it started and what was it? So I was being bullied at work, my previous job, but I didn't know I was bullied. So that was one of the things that I was like, there was something wrong going on, but I didn't know what it was. I couldn't express, like, I was feeling very unwell. I was feeling very upset, but I didn't know the meaning of being bullied. When someone tells you what you hear in the news or what you hear from kids at school. When I was at school, I never got bullied. My friends got bullied. I never got bullied. I think it was because I always had my oldest brother with me. But then I think I was 31 years old. And I was like, what's going on? So yeah, so I want to share that part of my story with you.
Thank you very much. And oh my God, you don't look a second older than 31. I would even say you look younger.
Thank you.
And thank you so much to be prepared to talk about that, because I think it's a very valid subject. Many people are being bullied at the workplace without even knowing what's going on. So you shared already a little bit how it made you feel, but can you maybe share a little bit more about what you have experienced in that situation, please?
Yes. So I have been thinking a lot what triggered the other person to become the bully in terms of my behavior. So what I mean by that is not that I'm saying that I'm the perpetrator. They say, like, my change on behavior made that person to do something. So I started in the business 6 years before that. Yes, probably 5 years before that. And in that business, I was giving my all. I was working 60 hours a week. Yes. I was doing nights. I used to work in catering, and I was doing always a lot of work, until one day I said to myself, it's time for me to step down and start looking after my health, after my body, after my mental health, because my life was all around work.
Yeah.
So I think that changed, and that's when I started coaching. I started studying coaching because I knew there was more to life than just work.
Yes.
I loved my job. I loved it. In that time, I was in love of everything I did, and it was so much fun, but I knew I wanted more. So then I started asking my boss, like, okay, can I have the morning, like 2 hours in the morning to go to the gym, or if I'm finishing at 5, can I leave at 5 on the dot so I can arrive to the gym? So I was looking for ways for them to support my growth.
Yeah.
One of the things that I started doing, and I'm gonna confess this, I started saying that I was sick just to go to school so I was able to study, because I wasn't able to do it. Like I couldn't ask for 2 days off, knowing that I could, but like in my mind, I had the thinking that if I ask for 2 days off, they will be like, no, you can't do it. So I will ask, like, I'm sick, can I have some days off? Yes.
May I ask you, so you did not actually ask them in the first place if you could have 2 days off?
No.
You did not have that conversation. Okay.
No.
You
No.
were too afraid to ask that question, or what was holding you back?
Yes. I was, because I had a lot of responsibility in my hands. I was the face of the company, and I felt that if the only way I could get days off, time off, it was if I was sick. So that's what I would say. It's not that I will do this every week or whatever. No. It was just like one every 6 months or something like that, 2 days, so I could go to school and study.
Yeah.
So when I started my world of coaching, when I started learning about other things, that there are more to life, that I could help other people, that I could grow, that I could do events on my own, that I could do many things, I think my boss didn't like it. Because now I was less time working, like not less time, I was working 40 hours a week still.
Still enough, yes.
I wasn't doing 60.
Yeah.
So I guess that's when she didn't like it. And what happened was, I will give you just one example, and that's why I didn't recognize it as bullying.
Okay.
So I will finish work at 12 p.m. or 1 a.m. And the next day at 8:30 in the morning, I will get a call from her.
Wow.
I know. So
wow.
That was just one of the examples. The other things, and that will happen a lot. Like, for example, every week, and I will be like, I'm sleeping. Give me a break. I just finished work. I want to rest. Another thing that happened a lot, like when I say a lot, is probably 20 times in a month of 6 months. I had a schedule online where I supposed to start an event at 1 p.m. And then if I start at 1, I will have to leave my house, let's say at 11:30, go to work. I will be on my way to work and they will call me. Where are you? Like, I'm on my way, I'm driving. No, you start at 11. What? When did you change my time? Well, your time changed, but they never told me. So then on the day, like, I will check my schedule at 8 a.m. And my schedule changed suddenly. Wow. So my body start what I start doing, and that's where my physical body and my mental my mental state start changing. I was stressed all the time because I thought that I was doing something wrong. I had to check my schedule 30 times a day to make sure that I wasn't going to miss the time, that they were going to make a change, and I wasn't going to be able to check, like to be there on time, because it's about the clients. Like, I love my clients, and I was like, I need to be there for them. It's their event. So then I was stressed. I will just be angry all the time with my partner. I will be like, what's happening with me? I wouldn't even enjoy going to the gym because something was triggering me. I will be thinking like, oh, what happened? Maybe what happened if they call me? Maybe I should be somewhere else. I should be doing something.
Wow. And this is clearly how they manipulated you. First of all, they didn't respect you by ringing you so early in the morning after finishing late at night. They didn't respect that you needed the rest and the sleep. And then by changing the roster without telling you and doing it in a sneaky way, so short notice before your actual start time, full manipulation. Yes.
And it was really challenging, Andrea, because I didn't know, like what I'm expressing to you.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was bullying. I didn't know why that was happening until 6 months later, when I will explain to you how I broke down.
Yes, because that is the problem in general when people are being manipulated, that you don't realize, you don't have the awareness that it's happening.
No, you don't. And you blame yourself.
Yes, exactly. Yes,
So
you put it all on you.
Yeah, so I was thinking like, oh no, maybe I just have to check the phone more often, like my schedule more often. Maybe I have to, I don't know, like I was thinking like, okay, what can I do? I have to check my phone. I have to put my phone on silent.
Yeah.
Andrea, I think this is one of the things I do right now. I don't have my phone with notifications, nothing.
Yes, I agree.
My phone doesn't have any sound. Any app has no Facebook, no Instagram. The only thing that comes on the screen is if I get a message, and it vibrates if I get a call. It doesn't have any sound, anything else, because it just like, I'm doing something wrong. What's going on? It just triggers me a lot. So I'm like, nah, it's okay.
So it's because of it's triggering you. It's not. Is it also that you've learned the lesson that you don't want to be distracted by messages coming in? So it's both, probably.
Yeah. So during the process of living that chaos in my life, I will call it chaos. I started taking measurements. Okay, what can I do? So at night, let's say if I had an early morning, because I also did events at 6 a.m., 5 a.m. in the morning, if in the afternoon I will come home and take a nap, I will put my phone on not disturb, so nothing will sound, it won't even vibrate. So I started learning on strategies to protect my time to rest, my time to sleep. So I have my phone in different settings, so I know if I'm doing something, I won't get distracted, I won't get interrupted. When I check, it's because I want to, like I'm not giving someone else the power.
Absolutely, it's about power. You were in control.
Yes, exactly.
Yes. Love it.
So you're right. I did it because of that, and also as a way of protecting my space.
Protection, absolutely, yes. So Carolina, may I ask you what happened that you became aware of what was going on?
Yes. Okay, so one day, I don't know which day it was, but it was a day that I was driving to my work, and I got a call saying, where are you? You need to be here. You are not here. You are doing this again. That was the word from her.
Wow.
And I was like, well, you changed the roster and you didn't tell me. Oh, you need to check. I'm like, I check at 8 a.m. and it was this time. So now you're telling me this. I hung up with her and I called my best friend, which he's from Mexico, but now he moved to Adelaide. Okay. And I was crying. I was just like in tears, and I was like, I was shaking. My body was just like, and I was driving, and I was like, I couldn't breathe. It was horrible. And I said to him, I don't know what to do. I don't know why they are doing this. I don't know what's going on. So then I went to the office. So what happened so I will give you a little bit of background why I was so afraid. I had a sponsor visa with them. So that meant that I
Oh,
could only
yeah.
get work. So I could only
Damn.
work for them.
Yeah.
And if I lost my job, I will have to leave the country.
Oh, that makes it so much worse. Thank you for explaining that.
Yes.
You
Yes.
were sort of trapped, really.
Yes, I
Yes.
was like this.
Yeah.
So it's not that, okay, I stayed there because I loved my job. Of course, I loved it,
Yeah.
but it was also my life in Australia dependent on that
Yes.
job. So I was like,
Wow. So how did you go about that? I'm really curious to find out, because
yes.
that's really a very difficult situation.
Mm. All right. So what happened that day? I was bursting in tears. It was a very shocking moment. My heart was pumping. I was breathing. And I said, I'm a coach. How am I going to coach myself out of this? Thank God, in that time, I was already with my partner. And he already told me, like, it doesn't matter if something we have a visa together or whatever, but don't. So I broke down and I went to the head chef, the business head chef.
Yeah.
And I said to him crying, I can't do this anymore. I think I have to leave the business. I can't do this anymore. It's damaging my health, my mind, my performance. I can't do this anymore. So he sat me, he talked to me and he's like, are you sure you want to do this? Would you like me to talk with the owner of the business? Because the other lady was my boss.
Ah, okay.
There was another business owner.
Yeah.
And he
Right.
said, do you want me to talk to the business owner? And I was like, I don't know if I can. I don't know. And he said to me, Carolina, we love you. We really like to work with you.
Yeah.
We really care for you. And she was the only one, like that person. She was the only one that I had problems with, but the rest of the team, I loved it.
Yeah.
So I calmed myself down. I think I had an event and I actually went to the event. I think one of the things I learned was to put myself in a situation, a mental state where I could be good. I'm always happy. I'm a really bubbly person.
Yeah.
And that's why my clients loved me, like my catering clients. So I was that for them. But then when I wasn't with them, I was completely devastated.
Yeah.
So 3 days later, after that situation happened, I had another breakdown and I couldn't stop. I couldn't handle it anymore. So I went to my boss and I said, I need to talk to you right now. I can't wait. Yeah. This needs to stop. I need to leave. And I was crying and crying and crying. And she said to me, that's okay. Just calm down. Go to your job, to the event, and we will have a meeting tomorrow. Okay. So in the meeting, we had her, the head chef, because he asked me, do you want me to be there? I'm like, yes, please, I need your support.
Absolutely, yes.
So it was the owner of the business, the head chef, and myself. I started explaining the situation. I started giving them the examples, like this is happening, blah, 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 da, 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 da. I start sharing with them everything. And she starts saying to me, what you are saying is you are saying that she's bullying you. For you to have, this is what she said, for you to have, how do you say this? For you to accuse someone of bullying, you need to be really careful. You need to have dates. You need to have a detail exactly of where you were, how that happened, the conversation. And she started asking me for all of these details that I didn't have. Of course, it was 6 months. It started 6 months prior. All the way where we are now, where we were in that moment, I don't have those details. So my world just broke.
Yeah, I can
And I
imagine.
was like, what am I going to do?
Mhm.
I don't have anyone. Like, who am I going to ask this? So I went online. Of course, what you do, you go to Google
Yeah. Yes.
and you start searching.
Mhm.
I am a type of person that I go to a lot of different events, and I do, like, there was a networking event one night, and there was a lady who used to be a lawyer, and now she's an entrepreneur.
Uh-huh.
So I approached her and I said, do you know anyone? Almost with my tears in my eyes. I don't know her. It was the first time I saw her in my whole life, but I knew she was
Good
a lawyer.
on you. Wow. You
I
were
was-
so resourceful. I'd really like to acknowledge you in all of that, because you never gave up. You always looked for a way on how to get through this. That's incredible.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, because I think, thank you, Andrea.
No, you're very welcome.
I think going through this and many other things that have happened, one of the things that helped me, and one of the questions I ask myself is why I am doing this for.
Mhm.
And that question is not, why do I have this job for? No, it's why am I in Australia for? You know, like, my job was connected to my visa, or my visa was connected to my job.
Yes.
And it's understanding my job is a means to an end. Why am I doing this, the bigger picture for?
Wow. That's
So
such a good point to do that. And that helps the people watching this recording as well. So ask for the bigger picture, the big why you are enduring all of this hardship.
yes.
Amazing. Thank you, Carolina. That's gold, really.
Thank
Yeah.
you, Andrea. It's actually the first time I vocalize this
Yes.
experience.
Mhm.
My friends and my partner knows about it.
Yeah.
Well, obviously he knows about it because he was around and he had all the complaints.
Of course. Yeah.
But yeah, it is that. It is
Yeah.
because I asked myself that question.
And that question gave you the clarity that you needed in that moment of why you wanted to make this work.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes,
Amazing.
exactly.
Amazing.
Exactly. So going back to that event, I asked
Yes.
for a lawyer. I was like, I need to talk to someone. I don't have any friends that are lawyer. I don't know anyone. Could you help me? That lady was so lovely. She emailed me the contact of a lawyer in Sydney. She does corporate lawyer. I don't know. And I told her my case while in a call, crying and really bad.
Yeah.
And she said to me, that is bullying. I don't have to give any of those details to
So
them.
even that was bullying from the business owner.
Yes.
Yes.
Very
good to know. People listen.
Yes. So she told me that just by, like, we call it, I think we call it in coaching, brain dump. So just by writing what happened, sort of like the situation, more or less, how they made you feel, what were the words, you don't have to sit, you don't have to write down. On May 21st, 2022,
okay,
unless you remember, unless you have the actual thing.
Yeah.
Yes.
That is so helpful. Thank you so much for sharing that with us, Carolina.
That's all right. That's all right.
Amazing.
So then she also told me my rights. So that is the thing. That is the good thing about getting help. When you don't know something, you need to ask.
That's it. Absolutely.
She told me my rights. So my rights were, first, talk to the other person if I wanted. If I didn't want it, it didn't need to happen. I could ask for someone to accompany me, to be with me, during that meeting.
As
So
a
that
witness,
meant,
yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
So that means my partner, it could
Yeah.
be the head chef or whoever.
Which I think is very advisable. Nobody should go to such a meeting by themselves. Everybody should have a person with them as a witness. Yes, very good.
Then she also told me that I could communicate my concerns, how I was feeling, and come to a conclusion with the other person if I didn't want to leave the company or if I wanted to stay in the company. Like, okay, what would you like to do next? So it will be a conversation. She also told me if they ask you a question, if they say something and you don't know how to answer, you can say, let's stop the meeting and we come back tomorrow. So that another good thing is you don't have to answer all the questions there and then.
Okay.
You can take your time and come back to the answers. So if it's 10 meetings that you need, you can actually do it.
Right.
So I was more tranquil. I wrote down my experiences. I wrote down how I was feeling. That was in December, at the beginning of December. Yes.
May I ask one question? Did you need a medical certificate at some stage of how, how anxious and depressed you were depressed at that point about your job? Did they ask you for a medical certificate at some stage?
No, because the company made it look like if I was lying.
Wow.
So, or not lying, but I was exaggerating.
Exaggerating, yes, I can imagine.
So what happened was we had the meeting. Before we go to the meeting, after I had the meeting with the head chef and the owner of the company went to the other lady and told her everything I told her. She shouldn't have done that. She needed to wait for me to fill a form, to write everything down. So when the meeting came, the other lady had all the defense, was checking on everything. She had deleted all the evidence that changing on my schedule. So when the meeting came, it was bad. It was really, really bad. Wow. When the meeting came, they blamed me.
My goodness, this is huge. And you didn't have the evidence either. You didn't have it.
Wait,
anywhere?
I did sort of. So
yeah.
I got emails. So I got emails where it told, let's say today's Friday, yes? And they give me my schedule for the next week. So I got those emails. Then next week, let's say on Thursday, they changed my schedule. So I got the emails where on Friday, you send me this email about my schedule next week. And then on Thursday, you change it. So I had those emails to show them that that part, it was true.
Yeah.
That part was true. Okay. The changing on the schedule. The part of they calling me.
Of course, you did not have any evidence.
Well, I do have the calls registered, but how do we know?
Not the recording of them. You don't know what was said. Yes,
exactly.
So that might be a good lesson for somebody who is watching this, to also record telephone conversations, because otherwise they don't serve as evidence.
They don't. And photos of text messages. I went through text messages and I was like, how can you talk to someone? And she was mocking me a lot because, of course, I have an accent.
Yeah, like I do too. Everybody who comes from another country who is not Australian with an accent.
Exactly. So there is a fine line into having fun,
Yes.
into
ridiculing somebody. Yeah.
yes, there is a
Absolutely.
fine line, and that line was crossed plenty of times.
Yeah.
So in that meeting, that's why I was saying to you, one of my process was to think now, like after so many years, what happened that that lady changed on me.
Yes.
So
Exactly.
during that meeting, I realized first that there was a lot of jealousy from her part because the clients, and when I said the clients, I'm talking about the CEOs of big companies, they used to ask for me. They didn't ask for anyone else.
Yeah.
They said, I want to do this event with you if Carolina is there. If Carolina is not there, I don't want to do it with you. I can't trust you. And I only trust Carolina.
That's so obvious that there was jealousy involved. Yes.
Totally. So there was jealousy. After that meeting, I realized, okay, my needs are not going to be met. What I want is not going to be met. I'm just here for my visa. So I had the biggest self-coaching in the whole world for like a month. I have to coach myself every morning. I have to coach myself every night. The good thing is the lady got pregnant. So the next year she was gone after January.
But you stayed there
Yeah.
and self-coached yourself so that you were actually able to go to work. Amazing. I really admire you, Carolina. You are one big ass lady. Really.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I know. It was hard. I'm not gonna say to you, it was really, really hard, Andrea. It was so after that meeting, a lot of things start happening. So they asked me that why I wasn't as bubbly as before.
So the clients asked you?
No.
Okay.
The business owner.
The business owner.
So it wasn't just that lady, it was the business owner who was telling me, why you are not as bubbly as always. And I was going through all of these and I was broken inside. I was so broken, Andrea. I did an event. I think I'm gonna cry. I did an event. December is our busiest time of the year. And I had an event for 1,000 people. It was a big event, and I was the coordinator. Wow. I was the face of the event. I couldn't sleep the night before. They sent me an email saying they needed me to be on time, bubbly as ever, and showing my leadership skills to my team because I was the coordinator. So I had a team of like 40 people under me. I needed to put this facade on me that I was like, everything is fine. Everything is fine. And inside, I was absolutely broken.
I can so relate to that, Carolina, because when I had separated from my husband, I had lived already in my rental, but we still had the business together, a restaurant. And for a whole year, while I had moved out already, we still ran the business together and I was front of house. So same thing. Our customers had no idea what was going on behind the scenes. I was exactly like you. I was so broken. But I had the brave face for the customers. And eventually later on, when they found out, they said, oh my God, how did you do that?
Andrea, for a whole year. I can't believe it.
Yeah.
I can't believe it. Okay, so
Wow,
I know
huge.
it was, so
Mm,
before the 24th of December, Christmas,
mm,
I think I had that big event.
yes.
Then we had 2 weeks break. And on that week's break, I did the same as I'm sharing with you. I coached myself.
Yeah.
I was like, you can do it.
Yeah.
You have to do it. You know why you are here. Let's do it. We are really close to the final line.
Yeah.
We're really close to get the
Wow.
PR. Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's do this.
Mm,
And in January, we start working again. February, I applied for my residency
yes.
with them, through them.
Yes.
And
Yes.
the lady was on maternity leave. I was so certain that I was gonna get everything done by September, but then COVID hit.
Oh, so it dragged out even longer.
No, Andrea, I lost my job.
Ah, you lost your job. Carolina. So what happened with the visa?
My partner. So you remember that my partner told me, let's do the visa together.
Yes.
I didn't do it.
Oh.
But saying that, I just want to share with everyone,
Yeah.
and with you, Andrea, and with the world. Like, if I hear my voice when he told me it's time for you to stop, I will have gone a different path to get to where I wanted to be. I wanted my visa. I wanted to have a life in Australia. I have a life in Australia.
Yes.
I will find a way. But in that moment, I was so focused on just one way, my way or the highway.
Yeah.
I was choosing the highway, a really hard way.
Very hard way. Yes.
But I can't, like, we didn't know COVID was coming. We didn't know
No,
this
of
was gonna
course.
happen. But I said to myself, it's the best thing. I got free.
Yes.
Without COVID, I
Yes.
would never, not never, as soon as I got my visa, but
Yeah.
I will have to be there for a long time.
Yes.
So COVID is like, it was the best thing that could happen because
a blessing in disguise.
Yes.
Wow.
But yes, Andrea, from January till March that the business closed, she wasn't there. So it was great. I was my 100% giving my all to my clients, my events, and enjoying my job, doing everything that it was needed to do for us to succeed as a company. I cry a lot when the business closed, of course, because I love that business. I worked there 6 years.
Yeah, that's a long time. Yes.
It wasn't just for a visa, no, I love the business.
Yes, of course.
They closed the business. They told us on a Wednesday, and that's it.
Wow.
I didn't have phone numbers of my clients that I love.
Oh,
nothing.
Oh no.
I didn't have emails. My email was gone, and I was like, I can't say goodbye to anyone. It's not when you quit a job, because when you quit a job, or when you said thank you so much for everything.
Yes.
I didn't have that.
No, you just walked out. That was it.
That was
wow.
Wow.
So, oh my God. Thank you so much, Carolina, for sharing that with us. That is huge. And I can't admire you enough how brave you were and how you got through this. And there's one last question that I'd like to ask you. What advice would you give somebody who is being bullied at their workplace?
Speak up.
Yeah.
Even like the reaction of my boss wasn't, like the owner of the company wasn't as I was expecting, or as I was hoping because I was the victim, speak up. Talk to someone. It doesn't have to be the person. It doesn't have to be your boss. It doesn't have to be someone at work. But share with someone what is happening with you.
Yes, I agree.
Even if you have the most minimum, something is not right, speak about it, because in our mind, we keep thinking the same thoughts. We always think that is for us. Maybe it's my perception. Maybe it's just me. Maybe, and we don't know. Maybe that person is like that with many people. Maybe you are not the only one.
And it's so important to speak up and seek help. Speak to somebody about it, because if you don't, what happens is you dig yourself deeper and deeper and deeper into your, like you say, the thoughts that we're spinning, and in the end you give yourself up. Your identity disappears.
Totally.
Yes.
So definitely look for help. Whoever can help you. The lady, I was like, how can I find someone? I even told my partner, I think it was a paid event. And I said to my partner, I'm going there because I know she's a lawyer. She might know someone. Maybe she can tell me something. And my partner was like, okay, go and let me know. And the words that the lawyer told me were so good. Like, I understood that I could get help, that I wasn't in the wrong. So yes, first of all, speak up and listen to your body. Your body has the answers. If you are having any reactions, shaking, stress, sweating, there is something wrong.
Don't ignore it.
Something is not right. Something's not right.
Thank you so much, Carolina. That was so valuable. I can't believe it. I'm so glad you brought this subject up, because I think many people are affected from bullying. Even though it's funny, because we talk at school, you know, that children are not allowed to bully each other, but we never talk about the fact how much it actually happens to adults. So thank you so much for this conversation today.
No, thank you so much, Andrea, for listening to me, for giving me the space. It's really good to talk about it. I don't talk much about the bad things that happened to me. I don't know why. I guess it's just the way I do things. And I hope my experience can help someone else.
Yes, I hope so too.
Especially to know that they are not alone, that can happen to anyone. I never thought, like, as I said to you, at school, I was never bullied. At home, back at home, I was never. So it could happen to anyone. And it's good to have people like you, coaches like you, that care about so many others, and you have been through this, so you really know how we can get better. So thank you so much for the space, Andrea.
You're very welcome, Carolina. Mwah. Thank you so much. Bye. Bye.